Antoine Walker is facing a little bit of money trouble, okay? He had about $60 to $65 million after taxes, all right? He had a $110 million basketball contract.
Well, he wound up making $110 million over his basketball career. He once had a famously large contract of $71 million, right? But overall, and now he had an Adidas deal, he had a couple other deals, so it might have even been higher, right? But we know he made at least $110 million, and then after taxes, that winds up being 60 to 65, as Anna said, which is obviously, I don't know, a tremendous amount of money.
So regardless of how much money he made, he is now broke, and he owes credit cards $4 million.
Man, what kind of credit card gives you $4 million? Can you imagine? But that's the life that rich folks lead, you know? They're like, oh, yeah, let's just put that on my card along with the $3,900,000 other things that I bought, you know, and purchased on that. That's amazing. And he's only 33 years old.
He's only 33 years old. In addition to that $4 million credit card debt, he also wrote 10 bad checks in Las Vegas, amounting up to $1 million, and is facing fraud charges for that.
Keep it classy, Antoine.
No, but I feel I actually feel bad for him. You know why? You know why I feel bad for him? Because he didn't he spent a considerable amount of money on himself, but he was supporting up to 70 people, which I think is crazy. Friends and family members, people who were asking him for money, and the guy didn't know how to budget his money. He didn't know what he was doing, and he just gave a bunch of it out.
No, not buying it. All right, couple of things. Number one, yes, the Boston Globe story that was the original story that broke this, you know, the fact that he's been arrested. And in Vegas, he was arrested, and he's got a couple of felony counts because you can't write bad checks and et cetera. So, and then he tried to pay it off. He barely made bail. The whole thing is enormously embarrassing, obviously. That story painted it as he's a very, very, very generous guy, which I believe, okay, because his ex-teammates say he'd always pick up the tab for dinner, and if you needed something, a suit, a car, whatever, he'd give it to you, right? But 70 people in your entourage, I mean, come the hell on. Okay, I don't know why. All of a sudden didn't curse there. Okay, anyway, and then he had apparently like 2 Bentleys, 2 Hummers, everything's tricked out, you know, Rolls Royce, the list goes on and on.
No, this is too good. I have to read it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, he had 2 Bentleys, 2 Mercedes, a Range Rover, a Cadillac Escalade, a bright red Hummer. Often the vehicles were tricked out with custom paint jobs, rims, and sound systems at considerable added expense.
And he's generous to a fault, man, in a clownish way. They get a new coach on a team that he's on, and just to say hi, he buys the guy 3 designer suits. That's weird. First of all, why are you buying another dude designer suits? That's kind of weird, right? Second of all, 3 of them? What's your problem?
Yeah.
No, look, you have to be an enormous clown to waste $60 to $65 million, and this is how you do it. But knucklehead, as you were running out of money, and you're getting older, and you can make less money, did it not occur to you that perhaps you should buy 1 less Hummer, or 1 less suit for a friend, or 1 less house? And then, of course, he did investments. Now, how do you think Antoine Walker's investments turned out? I mean, it was anybody would just come and take from him. Oh, Antoine, I got a great idea for you. La, 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 la. Okay, I'll take his money, go. Take his money, go.
Right.
He has no idea at all. And then, but point number 3, and why I don't feel that bad for him, he has a gambling problem.
Yeah.
I mean, the story underplayed how much gambling debt he has. But it's tough to spend $60 to $65 million. But it's not that tough to lose at gambling. Like one night, apparently he played some sort of he gambled with Michael Jordan against Michael Jordan, and they said the result was several $100,000. They didn't say who won. Let me tell you who didn't win: Antoine Walker. Okay, let me tell you who won: Michael Jordan, as if he needed more money. But this guy is of course, I don't have a heart of coal. I feel a little bad for him, right? But clown-o-rama.
But what happens oftentimes, Cenk, with people who have that kind of money, they don't realize that money can run out.
Yeah, you don't realize that you could run out when it goes from 33 million to 21 million. You think I still got plenty. And then it goes to 9 million, you begin to question, don't you? When it goes to 2 million, don't you begin to panic? When it goes to like -3 million, doesn't siren bells go off? No, there's a balance of reason to how stupid you could be.
No, I understand that. But I think that people who make this much money, a lot of people, okay, celebrities and things like that, that have so much money. They think that their bank accounts are like a bottomless pit. So they don't check. You think he noticed that his account was running out of money? Hell no.
I know, but that
I'm
makes
a
him a
baller,
clown.
I'm
I
making
mean,
money.
look, the only reason I feel super bad for him is because I think he has terminal stupidity. So he's never, you know what I'm saying? He's like, so he doesn't even understand what happened to him. Like, he's in a daze. Like, somebody's got to explain to him, hey, Antoine, you have no money left and you're being charged with felony counts of fraud. Okay? And he's like, huh?
Well, you might be right about that because he was almost delusional about his money situation. I mean, people would ask him, his former coach asked him, are you okay? Is there anything I can help you with? He's like, no, I got it all under control.
Oh, he's got it under control.
Well, just like you said before, if you think about just getting rich in this world and you see you can get into the financial industry because banks are ripping everybody off, get into Wall Street. Well, be friends with a guy in college who's going to be a very promising professional athlete. And maybe be a finance major. But say, hey, I'm your boy. Manage this guy's money. You're doing this guy a favor, and you're making the money off his millions. Case closed. I mean, somebody should have been this guy's friend. Somebody should have met him in school who was his boy and will help him out. Because I know I've heard stories of a lot of athletes who they really can't trust even a random financial guy who says, I'm going to manage your money, and they start taking your money. I've heard that story.
A million times.
Yeah.
What's amazing?
But get somebody you know, and if you can, maybe there's not that many good people out there. I don't know.
No, but what's amazing is, how little decent people there are in the world. Because you almost never hear the story of someone who's, I had this friend and he really stuck up for me and he figured out the finances, You never, like, maybe you don't hear it because that's not an interesting story.
Right.
So, to be fair, right? But you always hear the story of, I trusted my boy, and then next thing you know, he took it all. Right? So, but these guys wear a sign, especially a guy like Antoine Walker, saying, steal money from me. And so at some point, the people who are interested in stealing money see the sign. And they go, okay, well, that's the fool that apparently is going to part with some of his money and put it into my pocket. So what am I going to do? That's the way the world works. But it sucks for Antoine Walker.